I just remind myself that everything's a test, and it's really all mental for real. You just got to push past your limits, really. Like everything's a test, and then pain is also temporary. That's just what I tell myself.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are going to be without Jordan Hall for the foreseeable future. How, as a defensive line, do you try to make up for his absence, and what does he really bring to this team?
Just making sure the freshmen are prepared, to face this offensive line. And what he brings to the team, Jordan, is just a ball of energy. He's a great guy to be around, always making people laugh.
Going back to last year when you had the season-ending injury, how did you sort of work through that? And what did you kind of learn about yourself through that experience, having your freshman year cut short?
I just told myself, like, I can control what only I can control, which is my rehab, training room. And what I learned about myself is I have a lot more hobbies. Like, I have a lot more interests than I thought I did. So, yeah, that's what I learned.
What were some of the interests?
I like making music. After I started walking, I can run. I started playing a lot of pickleball. So, yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, last year you were in the same position that Elijah Griffin, J.J. Handy, some of these guys are. What has been your advice to them as they've gotten accustomed to college football and have carved out a role for themselves on the defensive line this year?
My advice was just kind of like, well, first thing I told J.J. is getting in that playbook. As soon as he got on campus, I helped him learn the playbook just so it can slow the game down, because I feel like that's really what I struggled with my freshman year. I'd always overthink, so just slowing the game down was a big thing. So just trying to help JJ, get that, so it wasn't too hard for him, so make it easier for him.
Joseph, over here to your left. You came in the same class of Nnamdi Ogboko, and he starting. He's going to have to play a little bigger role now that Jordan's out. I mean, Coach was talking about some of the work he did on the scout team to kind of get where he's at right now. What are you personally seeing from him, and how do you think he's going to take this extra responsibility?
Nnamdi, what I'm seeing from him, he's improved a lot in pass rush. They're really recruiting him here to play first down, second down, but he's been turning a lot of heads in the pass rush. So, yeah, I feel like that's what we're going to use him for.
Kind of smile when you say that, there was.
Yeah, because it was unexpected. I didn't know he could rush like that, but he can rush.
Coach Smart mentioned that you were big on the fourth down stop against Florida. Talk me through that play, what you saw as the play started, and just how you were able to help get that stop.
Really, my whole thought process through that, I just did what Coach Scott told me to do. I remember in the huddle, he told me, stay low and surge. So that's just what I did. I crowded the ball, and I stayed low, and I surged and got the stop.
To your left, we've had a couple guys in here over the season talk about their love for pickleball. So I'm wondering, if you guys had a draft, who's the 1 seed and who are the best 4 that would be on the court to be a very competitive match?
That's a great question. Very biased. I'm going to say Justin's going to be mad at me for this one, but Chris is definitely going number 1. And then I'd put Justin number 2, put myself number 3. Might put AJ Kruger at 4. Yeah.
Yeah, after the game on Saturday, there was video of you and Justin Williams going up talking to DJ Lagway. You guys are all Texas guys, obviously. What was that conversation like, and what did you make of the way DJ Lagway played on Saturday?
On that conversation, it was just like, it was fun seeing DJ again, because played him all 4 years of high school, and he played amazing, lights out like he always does. So it was just fun playing against him again and just seeing him,
Mentioning Justin, just what's it been like to carry that relationship over from high school, and even going back, if I remember right, you were kind of in Justin's ear about coming here. Is that accurate to how it played out in recruiting?
I mean, I kind of was. I wanted to let Justin, do his own thing. I didn't want to, influence him. I knew it was going to be fun if he came here, but I really only just told him one thing. I was like, if you want to play good defense, you should come here. That's what I told him on this day of his commitment. And what's been like, it's been fun. This whole experience, this whole journey has just been fun. That's really how I can describe it. It's been a fun experience.
Over here on your left, you got a noon kickoff. What are those days like for players? When were you seeing the afternoon, evening games? Do you like the early kick? Have you played in a lot of these in your football career?
Do I like the early kick? I mean, I don't really mind it because, after you play, you kind of get the rest of the day to yourself. The whole process through that is just making sure you eat good the day before and you get lots of sleep, making sure your mind is right, body's right, playing early. But yeah.
You ever played in stadium with cowbells before?
Oh, I haven't. I actually just heard about the cowbells a couple minutes ago. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
We're here on your right. Can you just talk about the team's confidence level in close ball games? Coach talks about the process, and y'all really don't look at the scoreboard, but just this knowing how to win and being battle tested. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, our confidence level is always high. We're a very resilient team, and I think that's because we play for each other. It's always playing for the guy to your right, playing for the guy to your left. That's what really helps us. Skull sessions. I think that was really a big factor into this season.
Yeah, in addition to you and Justin, you have a bunch of Texas guys on this team, Michael Weenie, Dylan Bell, just Noah Thomas. How have you guys bonded, especially being so far away from home here at Georgia?
I mean, we really just talk about our main thing with the whole Texas thing is just talking about how Texas football is better than every other state of football, especially Georgia. The Georgia guys always harp on whatever type of ball they play, but 6A Texas football is always the best. I don't care what nobody else says.
When you do go home to Texas, since last season, what's it like with a couple wins over the Longhorns? Has that come up in any conversations?
No, not really.
Is your hometown area, are those Longhorn fans, are they Aggie fans? What's the mix there?
They're more Aggie fans. I'm like an hour away from Texas A&M, so there's a lot of Aggies up there.
When that debate between Georgia football and Texas football comes down, you go up against a couple Georgia true freshmen on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk about it with those guys, and what's it like facing off with them in practice?
I mean, it's fun, just getting those guys better. They help me get better. I help them get better. But like I said, it's not really a debate. Texas football is the best football, especially 6A.
Justin, when you look at your second year in the program, you look back to where you were as a true freshman, where do you feel like you've grown the most? Where do you feel like your game has taken the most obvious step forward?
First thing off the dome is my eyes. I've gotten a lot better just looking at the right stuff, looking at angles of departure, getting my feet right, getting my hands from the ground to the man. I've gotten a lot better at all those things.
Getting back to Texas high school football, what's the biggest stadium you ever played in high school?
Biggest stadium I ever played in. Probably gonna say Woodford's Bank, which was our home stadium. It's a pretty big stadium. So yeah, Woodford's Bank Stadium. Love that place.
Back over to your left, I know when you signed at Georgia, you've seen the guys that have come through before you. I mean, they're lining up in the NFL every Saturday. I mean, how close to the standard do you think this group is getting now? We knew coming in you had to replace a lot of guys. Where do you think you guys are at right now in that process?
I feel like we're really close. We're getting there. There's still a lot of things that we need to improve on, but we're definitely getting there. It's a process, a step-by-step process. Day by day, you get better, 1% better every day.
Yeah, when we talked to him in the spring, Jordan Hall did a really good impression of you, saying your genetics and work ethic is superior to everybody else. One, do you have a Jordan Hall impression to answer that? And two, how do you feel like your work ethic has helped you get from where you were when you got to Georgia to where you are now?
My Jordan Hall impression is something I'm definitely going to work on. He makes fun of the way I talk all the time, but it's all love. I got to work on that, though. And my work ethic, how it's helped me get to where I'm at. I really get my work ethic from my mom, because I always see her working every day, striving for me and my sister. So I feel like I have no choice but to work just as hard, twice as hard as her, to make sure, life is great for me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The defense at this point, 8 games in, has 8 sacks. Do you guys talk about that at all? Wanting to be more productive, getting to the quarterback and upping those numbers?
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. We've been working on it these past couple of weeks. Bye week, this past bye week, we harped on it a lot. That's mostly what we worked on. So, yeah.
Got time for one more if anybody has one for Joseph.
Yeah, when y'all do harp on it, what does that harping session sound like? Like, what are the things you're trying to improve on?
Just It's a step-by-step process. We break it all down, fundamentals, getting off the ball, getting to the move area, working a move, working any type of move, and then just reaching at the top, getting to the quarterback, throwing shoulder. That throwing shoulder is the big thing because that Auburn game, I missed that sack. If I would have went to the throwing shoulder, I would have had it. So that's what I've been working on these past couple of weeks.
Joseph was just in here talking about how he thought it wasn't a debate. Texas high school football is better than Georgia. You did take part in those debates in the locker room?
I'm sticking with Texas. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Texas boy, so I gotta go with Texas.
No, walk us through your touchdown catch on Saturday. You know, what you saw from the start of the play and then just being able to make the catch.
Yeah, Zach made a really explosive play the play before, and then looked to the sideline, and we were doing hurry up, saw the signal, got lined up, saw how they were playing it, took my time with it, and widened out because I saw the safety coming. Ball was coming. I knew I had to show late hands and take a blow for the touchdown. So.
Yeah, Kirby was talking about embracing what receivers do without the ball in a program like this. What has that process been like for you, and how do you feel like that's helped you earn more of a role as the season's gone along?
Yeah, feel like that's a big role in this offense. You definitely got to know how to block in the perimeter so that other players can, make explosive plays, and just try and work on that throughout the weeks of practice and show it in the game. So.
No, obviously, over to your left, when Kobe goes down, it's tough anytime a key player like that is going to be out for a while. You guys play the same position, if I'm not mistaken. What kind of the conversation between you and him kind of been like since he's known he's going to be out for a while?
Yeah, it sucks, man. Prayers up for Kobe. Hopefully, the recovery goes fast and well. And we're both vets in this league. We've played for a long time, so. I think we both know what it is. Just be ready to play whenever your name's called. So just going to execute the play that's called and be ready.
A question a lot of us who cover this team got to start this season was, why is Noah not getting more catches and your usage? Was there any frustration for you, not catching more balls, and how did you sort of work through that to just keep going about your business?
I feel like I just had to put my head down and keep working. And when my name was called, just be ready to make a play and help the team as much as I can. So, yeah, that was the mindset on it.
Over on your left, Noah. So we know receivers, you guys obviously have gifted speed, hands, agility, but here we always hear so much about blocking. How much of that is technique versus just the want to? And do they show a lot of cut-ups of Pickens? He was pretty aggressive when he was here.
Yeah, he definitely was. I saw a lot of Pickens putting people on their butt. So, feel like you need to know how to block to be an elite receiver and play in the SEC. So, it all starts with technique. Coach Coley teaching it all throughout practice in the weeks, stuff like that. So, you definitely got to block.
For you transferring in this offseason, what was maybe the most difficult or hardest thing that you had to sort of learn how to do the Georgia way coming from a different program?
That's a tough question. I feel like just learning the offense, really. It wasn't that hard, but, because I had to learn probably, 3 playbooks before coming here. So, just picking up the offense and really mastering it, not just knowing one position, knowing all the positions, and being ready at whatever spot they need you.
Yeah, as a transfer coming in, learning the offense, learning the program, how much did a fellow Texas guy like Dylan Bell help you get up to speed and just of what is expected for receivers in this program? Yeah,
Dylan, he was great. I stayed with him probably the first 5 days until I got into my housing. But, he's a great guy. He really showed me the way and the culture at Georgia. So props to him. Appreciate it.
What was it like when you first got here as far as trying to get on the same page with Gunner, and where do you feel like you are now as far as the understanding and the connection you two have?
Yeah, I knew Gunner was a baller from last year. I know everybody talks about that hit he took against Texas last year, and from that, I just knew he was a gamer. He was going to put his body on the line for his team, and that's what type of dude he is, man. He does everything for the team and anything to pull out a win. So he's a gamer. He's a competitor. Love that dude.
Noah, obviously you've played at Mississippi State before when you were with A&M. Just how are you preparing the younger guys for the atmosphere and the cowbells and all of that that's going to be going into it?
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Smart will have the cowbells playing at practice. So, yeah, that's one of their little things they do. But feel like preparation is key. So as long as we work hard throughout the weeks of practice, we'll be good on Saturday.
Similar question. Just I know you've played against a lot of these teams in the SEC, and now you're comfortable with the offense. How much more have you been involved in kind of being more vocal in the room, and in practice, kind of telling some of these guys what you've experienced, against some of these teams you're about to face?
Yeah, really just sharing my knowledge. That was a big part of coming here. Just trying to show the younger dudes the way and letting them know from experience. From the teams that I played in the past. So this week's probably just, same way, just going to keep telling them, from my past experience and letting them learn, and they'll be ready whenever their name's called too. So.
No, it's to your left, over here.
What's up,
do you have a welcome to Georgia moment that kind of sticks out more than others? And do you have a great Kirby hot mic story for us?
Welcome to Georgia moment. I think it was in the spring. My man Ellis Robinson, we was doing my bracket. I didn't really know what to expect, so I was just running up to go and block him. Wow, he came in. Yeah, he let it be known like, hey, you got to be physical. You wanna come here. So, shout out to Ellis, man. He's a baller. That's my dude. And Kirby on the mic. Haven't heard that before. I've heard it without a mic, but just with the mic, you don't even know where he is. You just hear him. It's just like he's in your head. But, yeah, he's obviously a great coach. Love that dude too, man.
No, what are your impressions of the Mississippi State defense? Just what you guys will be up against on Saturday?
Yeah, gotta look at some film on them this week and just be ready to see their coverages, how they play. Who is playing, stuff like that. So,
don't think we'll get a chance to talk to you before you guys play Texas, but you being at Texas A&M, being from Texas, just you have a different perspective on Texas, especially from a lot of guys on this team. What does the Texas program mean to you, and specifically with the A&M Texas rivalry? What was that like playing in last year?
Yeah, they're a great program, good team. Really just focus on Mississippi State right now, but yeah, last year it was a pretty crazy environment. A&M and Texas hadn't played since I don't know how long, but it was crazy. It was loud, fun game, but good team, good program.
What was your immediate thoughts? After getting a touchdown, I know you had. I don't know if you had one before this game. Just what was going through your head, and what was your thoughts of your celebration? It looked like you were about to start doing one, and they got to you before you could finish. What had you been waiting on it?
It wasn't premeditated. I really didn't know what I was going to do. I feel like the gritty is just like habit. I don't know. I always hit the gritty. But yeah, man, I was just happy. Got that first TD in that red and black. So really just full of excitement at the time.
Going back earlier in the game, there's an interception that you were a part of. What happened on that play, and what did Coach Coley say to you afterwards?
Yeah, it was a different look that we had in practice, but I mean, everybody makes mistakes. I mean, shoot, just gotta. I feel like it really just matters how you respond, and shows what type of player you are and the character you have. So, just that next play mentality, and yeah, that's it.
What Coley say?
What did Coley say? I don't think he said. I think we just started looking at the coverages they were playing and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think he said anything.